Hi everyone, Sue Matsuki with another Sue's Views. Today I'm going to talk about cheating. How to cheat when studying a lyric. I don't know about you, but for me, as I get older, it's increasingly more difficult for me to memorize lyrics, particularly new songs. I can remember a song from when I was 8 years old, but try to get me to do a new song or even a song that I have actually written, it's torture. So I've come up with kind of these little cheats for me, visual cheats, which I'm going to show you in a handout that I'm going to put up, that help me learn my lyric in a way that tricks my mind. Now, I can't explain why it works, but for me, it does work. And this technique and what I have done is not necessarily what you need to do, but just the concept of how I work a lyric is what I want to present to you today. And you can morph it into any way you see fit that works in how your brain works. How about that? So, just so that you know, most lyricists build in rhyming patterns and or song cues when they write, especially those who write brilliant songs that we call patter or story songs. Patter or story songs have to be done in the order in which they're written because you can ruin the whole ta-da or flow of the song if you skip around or if you forget and you go to another verse. In jazz, we can get away with that because a lot of people don't know and you can scat your way out of it and find your way back. But when you're in a story song, it's really difficult to backpedal or get out of. You have to find a way to really work your song pre-show so that it's completely organic in the way that you perform it. One other thing I'm going to suggest is that my friend Julie Rayburn, you all know her, great singer, Julie Rayburn, suggested that when I study my lyrics, that I study in the same spot each time. For me, it's at my desk in my chair. For many of you, it could be in your bed, leaning up against the pillows or on the couch or whatever. But to keep that consistent, because again, while I can't explain why my technique and these visual and color cues, along with singing in the same spot, help me in that horrible deer in the headlight moment that feels like it's 5 minutes when it's actually like a few seconds. If for whatever reason I can project back to here at my desk looking at my lyrics, all of a sudden it pops in my head and I'm on my way. And it's that quick. So I can't begin to explain except to say that the brain is an amazing thing and to trust the process. But here's what I do. I highlight words that I struggle with or that rhyme with each other. I use red for helpful hints like letters or the pattern that I was discussing that the lyricists build into their songs. I bold words that I want to sing or vocally emphasize. I underline phrases that I need to connect more. And it's always important to write out all of your lyrics with punctuation and with these words that you want to emphasize underlined as just the basis of starting to learn a new song. That should be for every single song. Some of you read music and you can put the music up in front of you and read it from the music for the initial learning process. But then I really recommend going to just your lyrics with your markups and stuff like that while you're working with your musical director after you've learned the song melodically exactly as written. Because a lot of times the punctuations that are written in those songs aren't really how you speak or how you'd want to say the phrase. So again, that's kind of a jazz concept and a cabaret concept to customize the lyrics to your personal story. But for the most part, I don't always want to be beholden to where a comma is in the actual sheet music. So the next step is to write your lyrics out. Now, this is a part of the lyrics to a brilliant song written by Hal Prince from a spectacular called Where in the World is My Prince? I used to do it as a duet with my dear friend Dana Lorge. And he's built in, because he's a genius, brilliant wordsmither, he has built in a lot of hints in this song. Now, you see there's AAB above certain words on this lyric sheet. And that is not to say it's the same song structure, AABA verse, verse, chorus, verse. It's not that. This is just the way I cheat when I'm looking at rhyming patterns. So we'll talk about that other, song structure pattern in another Sue's views. But for now, just so you know that that's not what this is. What this is if you can see counties rhymes with bounties, rubies rhymes with boobies. Quince rhymes with prince. You'll see that the red that I spoke of, I highlighted the C's, the B's, the O's. I highlighted anything that Mr. Prince gave me as a clue to getting this song out of my body. So I have countries, C, and counties. Well, what is within a country? Well, counties are within a country. There's a little clue there. I have countries and counties and physical bounties. Bounties rhymes with counties. I have orchards of orchids and quince. Orchards, I don't grow roses or carrots there. I grow an O flower. I grow orchids there and something else, quince, because quince rhymes with prince, B and B. I have, this one's kind of my favorite line. I have barrels of rubies and breathtaking boobies. It's all about the bees here, all about the bees. Rubies, boobies rhymes. And again, so where in the world is my prince? B rhymes with quince. So these two verses are AAB, AAB. And the rest of the song has the same pattern. I might add geniusly has the same pattern in terms of his rhyming pattern. Now, the red C's, the red O's, the red B's are my own little way to cheat in terms of the alliteration and the flow and the sound of the songs. So the countries and counties, orchards and orchids, barrels and boobies. So that gets into my brain as I'm studying too. You can also do other little subtext mental cues when analyzing a lyric. For example, the next verse is, part of it is Neiman Marcus and Sassoon are all about beauty. Every day Neiman Marcus massages my carcass. So I'm going to Neiman Marcus to get what? A massage. And what do you massage? The body. But what's another word for the body that rhymes with Marcus? Carcass. So you can see the logic in how I try to analyze each of these lines. And then the next thing is, okay, I've had my massage. Now I'm going to go get my hair done. Sassoon gives my tresses a rinse. Sassoon does hair. Another word for hair is tresses. What is he doing? He's giving me a rinse. So again, this is the way I break down lyrics when I'm trying to study. I'm going to attach this to the bottom of this video so that you can download it and take a look at it more carefully. There's another song below here called Bill that I had a really hard time learning. And I have these same kind of markups that you can kind of just take a look at to see how my mind was working. But I do want to emphasize that however you can figure out a way to look at lyrics a little differently and to actually study them and not just kind of rotely learn them. I'm not a big fan of indicating at all and heart and moon, but sometimes a little choreography on a line that's giving you trouble. For example, I have countries and counties and physical bounties. Show your physical bounties if physical bounties is a word that you are having an issue with. There's always a way to do the heart that's not heart, I mean, don't be overly choreographed, but look at those lines that you're having trouble with and see if there's some kind of movement or something that you can do to remind yourself of what's coming up next. So it's all about cheating so that when you're ready to actually step on stage, it's all organically in you. And I highly recommend what Julie recommended in terms of studying in the same place. It really has worked for me. Until next time, I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for joining Sue's Views. We'll see you soon.